Today on the Ask BP podcast, we're talking about how do you find private money lenders. Stay tuned.
You're listening to another BiggerPockets Ask BP podcast, where you'll hear short, direct answers to your biggest real estate questions. Submit your question today on Facebook, Twitter, or the BiggerPockets forums by using hashtag AskBP. And don't forget to pick up your copy of the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Real Estate Investing and other great content when you sign up for your free account at BiggerPockets.com. With that, let's get to the show.
Hey, what is going on, everyone? My name is Brandon, and you are listening or watching the Ask BP podcast. Today, we're talking about private money lenders. The question comes from Mara, just from BiggerPockets, not sure where she's from. And Mara asked, hey, where do I find a private money lender? Well, Mara, let me tell you about what private money is a little bit in case some people aren't familiar, and then how to find it. So we hear the term private money lender a lot. It's kind of a sexy term that investors are like, ooh, this is like the answer to all my problems, is I can just find a private money lender. I get emails occasionally from people that say, hey, Brandon, can I get a list of your private money lenders? It's kind of a confusing topic because a lot of people confuse the word private money lender or the phrase private money lender with the phrase hard money lender. And the two are actually different. They're not quite the same. There is some overlap there, but let me explain what a private money lender is. A private money lender is somebody, an individual, who agrees to lend you money on a real estate deal. I mean, technically, I guess it could be anything, but in our context we're talking about today is a real estate deal. So a private money lender will lend you money and they will get a lien on the property so that if you don't pay them back, they can take the property back. A hard money lender is an individual who lends on a property and they put a lien on the property and they can take it back if you don't pay it. So they sound pretty similar, right? Here's the difference, and it's a subtle difference. Hard money is generally more of a business for the individual lender. The private money is more of relationship based. And so if I go and look up a lender who does this for a business, this is what they do, is they lend money. That is usually classified as hard money. If I go and talk to my uncle about lending money on a project, and he lends me some money on a project, that's usually considered private money lending. Again, there could be some overlap there, and some people call hard money private and private hard, but for today's purpose, this is how we're going to segregate them. So private money lenders are individuals that you have relationships with that agree to fund your deals. So how do you find those people? Well, like I said, they are relationship based. Now, if you're looking for a hard money lender that's not relationship based, you can go to BiggerPockets.com/hard money lenders and get a whole lot of them. There's a huge list of potential hard money lenders. So make sure you check that out. Hard money is usually a little more expensive though. They have a lot more points and fees. They're more official. They've been doing it for a while. A little less negotiation. Private money, usually a little bit cheaper, only because it's relationship based, right? You get what you negotiate. At the same time, there's not usually as many points or fees with private money. It's a little bit more like, hey, I'll lend you this at 10%. Okay, great. It still can be official. There still should be documents and all that, but it's not quite as professional as maybe a hard money thing. So how do you find private money then? Well, it is relationship based. So look in your relationship. Who is in your circle of influence? Who's around you? Who do you look to? Who do you talk with? Now, if you've got friends who make far less money than you and they're all broke, you might have a hard time asking them for money. And in reality, I don't know if you want to ask anybody for money. Private money isn't really about asking people for money as much as it is about offering opportunity. There's a subtle difference there, but it's a very important distinction. When I used to start out with real estate, when I started out investing, I used to want to ask people for money. Hey, would you consider investing in this? But it's a different mindset. Today, I'm more like, I've got good deals. You've got money sitting in the bank earning nothing. How would you like to be a part of this opportunity? It's kind of how you phrase it in your head, but it's also like a real thing. Like, I don't beg people to borrow money from them. They come to me a lot of times and want to lend money, or we come to a mutual discussion about how can we help each other out. Well, this would be a good avenue. So that's what kind of private money is, relationship, conversation based. So really just who are you associating with? Hang out with people who are more successful than you. A lot of private money lenders are actually real estate investors. People who have invested in real estate, maybe older landlords or flippers who have extra income now. They understand how secure real estate can be, and so they're willing to lend their money with a lien on that real estate. So again, private money lenders are usually within your circle. Now, maybe you need to expand your circle a little. Maybe you need to go to more networking events, more real estate clubs. Maybe you need to hang out on BiggerPockets more. The last 2 private lenders that I got both came from my relationships on BiggerPockets. Now, I'm not saying I didn't go to them. Remember, I didn't go to those people and hit them up cold and say, hey, will you lend money on this deal? What I did is I built relationships with people and I talked to people and I built solid trust among a lot of people on the site so that today I can work with people on the site because I have that relationship. And a lot of people, I mean, hundreds of deals happen every month probably. I mean, we don't really track it, but hundreds of, a lot of deals happen every month because of the relationships that are built on BP. So make sure you spend some time building your brand and your relationship. And speaking of brand, I want to talk about that just for a minute here. I like to use the analogy of an Oreo cookie. Now, I love Oreo cookies. If I had one today, I would be eating it right now in front of the camera because I love them. Now, I love them for 2 reasons. One, like when I go to the store to buy an Oreo, I always make sure I buy the Oreo brand Oreo cookie. I don't like the off-brand. I want Oreos, right? Why? Because 1, I trust the brand. I know that it tastes good. It's consistent. It delivers the same taste every time I eat an Oreo. Love it. At the same time, I also love the taste. I really think Oreo cookies, the brand Oreo, makes the best tasting cookie and cream out there. I mean, it's really, really good, right? And so I trust both the brand and the product. If you're trying to attract private money, you need to do the same. You need to attract to your brand and to your product. In other words, you need to have an amazing deal that's going to provide the private lender with a good security for the property so that they don't have to worry about losing their money. And you need to perfect your brand. Do you have a trustworthy brand? Do you do what you say you're going to do every time? Or are you just starting out? That can be kind of hard to attract private money when you're starting out. Maybe you have to start with hard money. Maybe you have to get a really good deal to compensate for the fact that you don't have a personal brand. But your personal brand is not just your experience. It's also how you do business. How do you present yourself? What do you wear? What do you drive? What's your, demeanor like? How is your BiggerPockets profile? How does that portray you? Do you have a video uploaded to your profile? Do you have full information filled out there? If somebody goes to your profile, what do they see? Is it a picture of your cat? Is it a picture of you looking nice and professional? All these things help build your brand no matter where you are. Do you have, even like down to the business cards you carry? Do they look like they were printed off of a computer 20 minutes ago? Or do they look like they were put some time and money and effort into it? I'm not one to say you should focus on your business cards. I think actually people focus way too much on them. But I think you should have a professional look in whatever you do so you can build that personal brand. And that is how you find and attract private money. So Mara, hopefully that helps you out and understand a little bit more about private money. For everybody else, just want to let you know, you guys rock. Thank you so much for being a part of the Ask BP podcast. A couple quick things. First of all, if you have not yet left a rating and review in iTunes or in Stitcher or on YouTube, I'd appreciate that a lot. I love all the thumbs up on the YouTube video. So thank you. Keep them coming. You guys rock. Quote of the day. Let's talk about the quote of the day. Today's quote of the day comes from Yoda, who said, "Do or do not. There is no try." So get out there and do it, and let's get out of here. Remember, in pursuit of your goals and dreams, don't just learn, take action. For the Ask BP podcast, this is Brandon signing off. Private money, a little more negotiation. Oh, my phone's dinging. Private money. Today's quote of the day comes from Yoda, who said, "Do or do not. There is no try."
You've just heard another episode of the BiggerPockets Ask BP podcast. Submit your question today on Facebook, Twitter, or the BiggerPockets forum by using hashtag AskBP. And for more incredible real estate investing tools and education, including a free download of our book, The Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Real Estate Investing, head over to BiggerPockets.com and sign up for your free account today. We'll see you on the next show.